in mind?
I would like to hear about how you're experiencing reality right now.
All right. Well, there are several things I could talk about. Right now, I'm feeling a lot of Kundalini energy and quite a bit of sensations like hot, cold, goosebumps.
So, we just came back from grocery shopping, and I got annoyed at the store because you weren't in your body. I was actually very annoyed. That actually, almost made me, react. I just got annoyed. That I was like, why isn't Adam in his body? We're here right now. Why isn't he being present?
And from my perspective, I was just going through some sort of energetic event. I'm normally pretty stable in my energy, and I think you're used to that.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was having some sort of occurrence happen with my energetic
It threw
body.
me off.
Yeah.
It did throw me off because I am used to my perception of you as being someone very stable. And so it kind of threw me off when you were having this event happen because I was there and it was just very clear to me. Like for example, you couldn't determine whether or not you wanted to go to the bathroom. And I was like, just go to the bathroom. Like, why is this even a question? Go. And I remember just getting so annoyed, but it was so funny because afterwards, we just came back from a little bit of a walk where we talked about this. And I actually started laughing. You were just so happy. You obviously integrated something new about being here. And that's just, I'm curious as to what that is.
So lately I've been experiencing, over the last couple days at least, a kind of swirling of events in my dream space and then also in my reality here where I feel like reality is becoming more like a dream. Mm-hmm. And what that seems like to me is that everything that is outside of my body, so everything I look at, my reality preference, everything, it has no label to it anymore. I've kind of deconstructed any ego labeling. So everything feels like the same or a sameness about it. And as I move around in this kind of consciousness state, things that are outside of me feel like one simple landscape. So when I look at a car, I don't really see a car. I see the same kind of sameness structure as the ground or the sky even. So that's been integrating in me for the last couple of days. And these energetic events I feel like are kind of cementing this new way of perceiving my reality around me, much like a dream space, but in reality as well.
I feel like I've been doing that to an extent my whole life, a little bit, not quite maybe to that extent. And I definitely, I understand what you're saying, with the things around you not even being, they're just things, it doesn't matter. They're just stuff with form.
Yes,
that
form.
That you can interact with.
Yes.
But, I don't know, I guess my real wondering is, from this perception of reality, why did it throw me off that you were experiencing such joy in that? Why?
So, you mean during our walk afterward?
Yeah, it was just, I felt it, and it was lovely and wonderful, and I think I'm probably integrating that, too. Integrating with you.
So what I saw was when we were talking about being in the store and walking around, and then I was kind of going out of body with this energetic event, and then later we go for a walk, I just got this mental image of you because I know you. I got this mental image of you stomping your foot, come back to your body, come back here. Why would you go out of body while I'm still here with you? And it just seemed so cute and funny to me. It was just a funny, energetic event. So I didn't take your anger or your upsetness of the store as a personal thing.
Right.
I began to view it in an entertaining way, and it made me laugh because I was enjoying that you were feeling my instability in that moment of not being quite in my body, and there was a sort of reaction to it, but it was an entertaining reaction as opposed to an attack on my ego reaction.
Right, because you weren't identified with that.
Right.
You didn't do that.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And it actually let me choose to relax a little bit, because I realized that in the store, and I think a lot of parents might do this when their kids are out of body, but in the store, as I felt you not be fully in your body, I remember getting annoyed because I felt like I had to be more present. I had to be more there because you weren't. I had to be protective. I had to scan everything because you weren't. And so like that built up annoyance in me. It's like, no, you need to share this responsibility. But that's the part that became entertaining on the walk, because I realized that was a reaction. I don't need to worry about you when you're out of body. Like, I just don't.
No, there's no need to worry about me.
Right.
I was just having my own experience in that moment.
Right, exactly. And you are being guided in your own way. And I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to heighten my awareness to make up for anything.
Right.
I don't have to worry about anything.
There's no lack.
Right.
It was simply a difference in experience. A
Yeah.
variance in how I usually experience myself and my body. And for the recording, I'll just go into a little bit. I have these episodes that are called syncope, which is almost, I guess it's the technical term for that is fainting, but
No, the technical term is syncope, but people know it as fainting.
okay, yes, that way. What she just said.
Let me pick up the slack. No, I'm joking.
But for me, I notice these events happen, and it's not just purely in my body. I feel it as an energetic action as well. Like I said, Kundalini sensations going up my back, goosebumps, hot, cold, and a general sense of like dizziness. And I know these events throughout the course. I've had them at certain points in my life, maybe a handful of times, and lately they've become more common. But I know them as energetic events now, as opposed to just a body reaction. I'm not ever worried about my body. I don't feel like I need to go to the hospital when this happens. And there's a feeling, when when there's something seriously wrong and you have to go to the hospital or something, that's its own feeling. I don't have that. So these energetic syncope events happen at points in time where I'm integrating a lot. And I feel like this new reality experience for me is what I'm integrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that.
And you've shared some of those experiences as well. You've had syncope events.
I have. I had a syncope event when I was at a certain job in a place that was no longer resonant to me. But at that point, I didn't have the vocabulary or even the consciousness to know that. Like, I just was not feeling right there. And it culminated in a near syncope event. And after that, like almost immediately after that, I started getting like weird signs, like my subconscious was picking up, or my consciousness at that point was picking up like weird signs around me, all about like things getting derailed and being on the wrong track and needing to change something and construction happening. And it was just like my mind was picking up on all these things, and then suddenly like an event occurred at that place to get me out of there.
Right. So that's again reality being very similar to a dream state.
Right.
Where suddenly these synchronicities begin popping up in your awareness about your reality experience. This is not where you're meant to be, or this is not a good flow direction for you.
Right.
And then that occurred.
Right. Right. So yeah, I've had a couple near syncope experiences in my life, and like no doctor has ever been able to explain it other than that this could be neurological, but nobody really goes so far, and it happens not very frequently with me. The last couple times that it did happen just felt like dizziness because I knew what it was. So for example, like I would get dizzy and then I would put my head down and just like zen for a while, like not do anything, because that's what my body was doing. Yeah, my body was already, I just felt like it was enough for me to just lay down somewhere.
That's funny you say that, because right before we went into the store, before I had the syncope event, I was actually guided through an intuition that this might be too much movement for me. I was guided that as we were walking in, as we were passing through the doors and walking in, that thought occurred in my head. And then shortly after that, I brushed it off. I was like, whatever, I'm just going to get some shopping done. And then sure enough, like right in the middle of our shopping, that's when it started happening. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I think I was still processing how to understand what happened, and now it's just kind of entertaining.
Yes. I still get that mental image of you kind of stomping your foot like a...
Get back here right now.
Come back to your body. You come back here. You share this experience with me. You shouldn't be out of body right now. And it just... it's so cute.
That was funny too, because before we had left, I'd made the intention of like, let's talk about our experience when we get back home, our experience shopping. Let's talk about that when we get back home. And so
here we are. Yep.
All right, that was all.
Okay.